Did you know that there are a lot of mangas and manhwas out there where the main character starts out weak but disappears for a portion of the story only to return with max level stats? We all love good underdog stories. When watching a show, we want to cheer for the characters who are usually the weakest link in their respective series. However, who among doesn't enjoy the fact that the weakest one, like the weak and the weak ones, end up being the strongest? Yeah, I don't either. We've gathered a list of those kind of mangas, so sit tight and enjoy. Number 10. My Dad is Too Strong. The art is very good and competently done. Reading this if you want a lighthearted manga about an overpowered dude simply vibing after being brought to his original life after reincarnating, and at least in this manga, the MC barely manages to have ordinary life. I gotta give it a thumbs up for that. A scatterbrained, talentless civil servant returned as the heavenly demon. He now wished to live the rest of his life peacefully, as his days in the Murim were, well, full of conflict and bloodshed. However, as his days in the Murim world were full of conflict and the way it's going, he says, "Please be my father until I graduate." He suddenly gained a daughter out of nowhere. Really amazing story with a unique plot, to be honest. Number 9. The Max Level Returner. This one is a really good read. The world falls into a state of panic when 120 million players of a popular VR game, Eternal World, vanish without a trace one day. A few months later, they begin returning one by one after dying in the game. But they're not the only ones to make it back. Monsters also start to appear and wreak havoc on Earth. All hope seems to lost until the masked monarch, the most powerful player of the Eternal World, returns. He quickly assembles his old team back together to defeat the beasts and the nefarious demon king once and for all. The masked monarch has a few tricks up his sleeve, to be very honest, but will they be enough to save the world though? A great manga for great people like you guys. Read it. Number 8. Tutorial Tower of Advanced Player. After being trapped for 12 years in a tower full of regenerating monsters, Hyono Kim is more powerful than just about any human or monster on Earth. Now that he's free, he's determined to find out who was behind his imprisonment, even if that means he has to kill hordes of monsters and inadvertently save the world. Along the way, I think it's a very interesting manga. At first glance, the premise seems like your classic overpowered MC story, and while it is true the MC is extremely strong, this manga does a great job utilizing the character. There are moments of comedy, drama, action, and much more. However, the story is still kept great throughout it. Additionally, the art is very good, and the action scenes are quite well. Number 7. Seoul Station's Necromancer. When former high school student Kang Woo-jin finds himself returned back to Earth after being forcibly summoned to a foreign planet for 20 years, he soon finds that Earth is not the same, not a normal place as he once remembered it to be. With his former strength, the age reset back to zero. Watch Kang Woo-jin as he gets back on the path to becoming the Earth's strongest necromancer. This one is a great read for me where the MC gets OP. Number 6. The Max Level Hero Strikes Back. I really like the storyline to some. I'm definitely overestimating this manga, but to me it was absolutely amazing. It's just like your average story. The weak guy trains and gets strong powers. That's exactly what I like about it. It doesn't skip over certain topics that made you think. This is actually a good story similar to the beginning of the end. Not sure why Benny rated it so low. I just didn't want to, I just didn't want others to not disappoint after seeing the ratings, so I just came here to give a heads up. It's actually good for 9 years. The comatose prince of an insignificant kingdom, Davy, has finally awakened. And during that time, his soul has traveled to the paradise of heroes, where he was tortured, trained, by the heroes into the max level hero. Number 5. The Constellation that returned from hell. Without a doubt, this is one of the best mangas. Yoon Seung Choi, the first human ever to become a celestial, he goes off to train in the abyss to stop other celestials from swallowing Earth whole. Will he be able to protect Earth though? Great manga and a great reincarnation type reluctant OP manga so far. The reluctancy has clear reasoning to it. Introduction to the character was great. Really enjoying it. It's a good mix of comedy and action, and well, after reading the first few chapters, I realized, wow, this is simply amazing. Get it? It's amazing. Number 4, Limit Breaker. The entire story and characters are so well above average. Due to an unknown error, Kim Kabong was trapped in the awakening test for 3,000 years. In the real world, 10 years have passed, and it is overrun by monsters and dungeons. The battle now begins for Kim Kabong, who returned with the max level to restore the world back to the way it was. The art is amazing though, definitely recommend it if you want a treat for your eyes. I mean, that's the reason I kept reading for so long before stealing it, and then installing it too. Give it a read, yo! Number 3, Rooftop Swordmaster. Wow, this manga is just insane! After being beat up and put into a coma by 8 of his classmates at Kwang Middle School, Si-young woke up after 9 long months and found out that his father committed suicide by self-immolation in an attempt to get justice for what happened to him. As a result, the investigation reopened, and that attackers who tried to sweep it under the rug received a proper sentence for their crimes. But Se-young was unable to assuage the anger and fear he felt for the unjust world. Se-young thoroughly hid himself from this sort of world. The sun would rise and set, and the seasons change, and not once did he step outside of his home. But one day a sudden and strange sound enticed him to open the door. Embedded in the center of the rooftop was a gigantic blade emblazoned with the words, "Fighting Sword." With it came the whispers of a god. Overall, it's a pretty good manga. You know, it's the kind of manga you would read because it's so classy that you wouldn't want to like not read or something. Number 2, Maxed Out Leveling. This manga is a good manga out there, one of the best and satisfying mangas. The art is great and the story is exceptionally good. Max level internal art, max level external art. Janggu, Murim's famous and strongest. Cha Shin-hyun, I came back to Earth after reaching the peak of martial arts, but why has everything changed so much? A world where monsters are coming out of dungeons and the hunters are leveling up via their status windows? Start again from level 1. That doesn't faze me at all, since my martial arts are already at the max level. So the MC spent 140 years in a Murim world and returned to his own after 14 years have passed in this one. The MC is the strongest and nobody stands a chance against him. The story is a bit underwhelming though, and has a few inconsistent plot points. The whole thing is power fantasy, but without the from zero to hero part. Worth the read though. Number 1, Return of the Disaster Class Hero. This is an amazing manga, the concept is amazing, and there was once the strongest hero on Earth. But he died though. How does a guy we killed gonna come back? I know, right? But if there was a way to come back, he would come back. But did he really come back after 20 years? What are you so inspired about? What did you do something to feel guilty about? You bastards, I won't let you get away with it. The character and the art and the story somewhat gives me solo leveling vibes, and it also has it. You know, that kind of ending of solo leveling. And this could be pretty interesting to read, and it has art that is pretty good and the characters are funny. I will recommend to at least try if you like dungeon and OP characters. That's all for today. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, then give this video a like and share it with your friends and your family, and also subscribe for more Top 10. Stay safe and take care. My name is Zeta Khan, and I'm the voice of the voiceless. See you next time.